Women in Indian defence are breaking glass ceiling. They are now commanding officers deployed in combat zone and flying high with a hawk's gaze to protect the motherland in all three fronts. Here's a special report on Nari Shakti in the Indian defence sector to celebrate Women's Day today.
Group Captain Shaliza Dhami. She's a qualified helicopter pilot with over 2,800 hours of flying experience. And now she's the commanding officer of a frontline missile squadron near the Pakistan border. Group Captain Shaliza Dhami created history on 7th of March 2023 by becoming the first female officer in such a combat role in Indian forces.
If you talk about commanding a unit, see, command doesn't require a gender. It's not based on gender, it is the capability. If you are meeting rescuers, you will be given that opportunities, and as you have said in the opening statement, if I have so many firsts with me, so people have given me the opportunity.
And she is not alone. Captain Shiva Chouhan of Fire and Fury Sappers became the first woman officer to be operationally deployed in Siachen in January. After completing arduous training at the highest battlefield of the world, she is now deployed in Kumar Post, ready to safeguard world's highest and deadliest battleground, the Siachen Glacier.
So it is really a great experience and great opportunity for me to grab it, sir, to be the first here in Siachen, sir. And moreover, I feel that from now onwards, more and more women officers will be coming here, serving this terrain, and many might get inspired to join the Indian Army, sir.
From the western front to the eastern flank, Nari Shakti stands guard in Indian defence, flying high in the air. Flying free with a hawk's instinct to guard the motherland. Flying Su-30 fighter jet as weapon system operator is the first Indian woman Flight Lieutenant Tejasvi of the Indian Air Force, along with other women pilots who's ready to respond to any eventuality. These women are smart, savvy and super confident, and deployed at the China front. Indian Air Force's women's superpower at the Eastern Front are a band of young women.
Being part of any actual operation is what every fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force trains for, because that's where we would get to show our mettle. Our pilots from various bases in the eastern sector are ready to respond in case of any eventuality. We're always ready for any kind of tasks and challenges that may come upon us.
The WSOs or WISOs are specialist officers required to fly in the rear cockpit of multi-role Su-30 fighter aircraft and handle the sensors and weapons to be fired by the aircraft at enemy targets. Tejasvi is the first woman flying officer in this role for the Indian Air Force.
What runs through our minds is not very different during demanding times, because such operations are an execution of what we train for and practice for.
The Indian Air Force has been flying extensively in this sector to prevent any Chinese provocation in recent years. The Su-30 MKI fighter, along with one squadron of the Rafale jets, have been the mainstay of the forces in this region. The terrain in the northeast is full of challenges of densely forested hills with unpredictable weather conditions. In the last 2 years, India has been engaged in multiple military standoffs with China along the northern borders in Ladakh, due to which forces are at a heightened alert all along the line of actual control. Women officers have added more muscle to this mission.
Air Force में महिला कर्मी जो हैं, अधिकारी कर्मी, उनका परफॉर्मेंस बहुत अच्छा है और हम मेन कर्मियों से सेम है, नहीं तो उनसे अच्छा भी है कई दफ़ा, तो हम बहुत खुश हैं उनसे। और हम आगे कुछ दिनों में हमारे मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस ने अनाउंस कर रखा है, अग्निवीर भी महिला भी आएंगे अगले साल तक।
In June 2016, flying officers Avani Chaturvedi, Bhavna Kant and Mohana Singh became the first women pilots to join IAF fighter squadron. Avni and Bhavna had flown solo on MiG-21 Bison in 2018, while Mohana flew Hawk Mk-132 in 2019. Indian women pilots are now flying MiG-21s, Sukhoi 30s, MiG-29 fighter aircraft and even the Rafale jets. The country's first Rafale pilot, Flight Lieutenant Shivangi Singh, was part of the 2022 Republic Day parade. In May 2022, Major Abhilasha Barak became the first woman officer to join the Army Aviation Corps Division of the Indian Army as a combat aviator. As on 1st July 2022, women serving as officers in Army constitute more than 25%. They are about 6% in the Navy and around 14% in the Air Force. And they are now part of the frontline combat, flaunting true Nari Shakti in Indian defence on all fronts.